Okay. Well, welcome everybody to our Pink Huddle.
Hey,
Exciting. Yeah, we are wrapping up a magnificent May. So many exciting things going on. And it was kind of fun just before we got on here. I was looking at our promo just to see how many prizes I'm going to be ordering. So I hope you guys are following along with this. So I just always want you to max out your sales and have a really successful month. But since there's so many benefits to you individually and to our units, we've got some great prizes going on this month. So maxed it out this week. Video parties are the thing. I'm telling you, they're here to stay for this Mary Kay gal for sure. I'm going to keep doing it. I've got one Thursday morning. I'm happy to record it and post it unless somebody wants to hop on and see how we do it. There's Kimmy. So that's great. Teresa, what do you want to remind them of? Anything?
Just that whatever you're doing this month, you're going to reap the benefits, not just next month, but 60 days out, and so 60 days out is the beginning of a brand new year. Can you believe it? Actually, less than 60 days out. July 1 starts our brand new year. So if already you're going, I didn't do what I said I was going to do. And by the way, I do have a wonderful quote that I read today that I love this. You can't build a reputation on what you're going to do. Henry Ford. Okay, so that was a good one. So what you're doing in May is going to really kick into high gear in July. So this means you want to finish May massively and work on those prizes. Always go for the carrot and just set a goal. Which prize do you want? You want them all? Then you know what? You can still do it. You have until Monday. There's plenty of time, and there are people who want your help. They just want to have some fun. Girls just want to have some fun, especially right now. They can't some people are finally getting their hair done and finally getting their nails done, but you know what? They can always get their makeup done by you, with you, on Zoom, on the phone, however it works. But reach out to your clients. I'm getting such great response just calling and saying, hey, how are you doing? What can I do? What do you need? And what haven't you tried? And, so anyway, just make sure that you max out May as far as I'm concerned. And then you'll see those benefits in the brand new year.
Actually, I think the 31st is Sunday. Am I right?
Monday.
Yeah.
I think
No, Sunday.
It's Sunday.
Well,
Sunday.
Till Monday because I said so.
We'll call the company and tell them that.
That's true. June 1 is Monday, and that's when we're getting our 2 new puppies. So,
oh gosh, Thelma and Louise, right?
Thelma and Louise. I think we finally decided Thelma and Louise.
Oh, I love
That's
it.
so cute. Well, hey, since we're on here on the recording, we have another superstar on the call with us, and that's Miss Kathy Allward. So if you've not yet voted for Kathy in the My MK Moment contest, please go and like her picture of her picking up her Cadillac. That is a precious picture, Kathy.
Aww.
That's kind of a famous one because you're so excited. Would you say that's when your unit popped up from behind the Cadillac?
They totally blew my mind. It was their very first Cadillac, and Elle and Heather had arranged the whole thing. I didn't know. I mean, you had trained me to go when, two Cadillacs when a Cadillac comes to a 4-way stop, the pink always goes first, and that's all I was really thinking about. Which, by the way, is not true.
You almost got hit once, right?
Yeah, and that's a whole nother story. But yes, so the votes count on the actual Mary Kay Facebook page under the My MK Moments contest, and the deadline is midnight on Friday, Teresa, which is the 29th. So, I counted up the vote. I'm on the bubble. So y'all, I need your help.
Well, you know what? I don't know if I voted for it on the Mary Kay side. I think I'm going to go back and make sure that I voted.
You did.
Okay.
You did, Susan. I saw you there. That's
You saw me there? Okay. Whew. Thanks for watching over me, girl.
Regardless, it's just been a kick. It's just been so much fun to post that fun moment, and we'll see where it goes. But the cool thing is it could translate into a photo shoot for a national ad if I'm one of the top 20 finalists. So that
Oh my
would
God, that would be awesome.
I know. So anyway, and to tag on to Teresa, May is a pivotal month because the company's given us double credit, but it's kind of a quirky little double credit. It's a twice as nice thing. It's credit in May and credit in July. So if you want to finish strong and start strong, you want to max out May.
Absolutely. And there was a flash sale. It is a flash sale today.
Yes, today's a flash sale.
Right? So.
Yes, and it's exciting too that they've restocked a lot of the products that were gone. Did you see that? That the summer products, they've lifted the, what do you call it, the rationing, whatever, to the limits, except for the pH, the intuitive lip balm, and the color stick. You can still only have 2. But as far as the Panorama and the, oh, I don't know, what all else is there? I'm blanking. All the other stuff, you can order as much as you want. The whipped shea cream and those types of things. But at least you can now get the pH balm and the color stick, because a lot of people
didn't get it before. You ought to jump on there and get it now, because we don't know. You know,
just don't know.
You know. Mine are all sold out. They're gone. So I can't wait to get mine, lonely little too.
Because you helped me with one, Kathy. Thank you. So anyway, anybody want to crow about? Any exciting news or prayer requests or anything before we turn it over to Nora?
I just wanted to say, Susan, on one of the Zooms that we had, where you and Teresa were on it, and we had the people sampling the stuff, I had 2 ladies on there, and one of them bought the skincare set, the charcoal mask, and the microdermabrasion. And one of my other friends saw her and said, "Your skin looks wonderful. What did you do?" And she said, well, and she told her where I got them and everything. Of course, she was one of my clients, but she's never bought the skincare set. She's always been on that Rodan and Fields. So today or yesterday, she called me, and Nora helped me out. But I needed the microdermabrasion and the charcoal mask, and there were a couple of other things that she had ordered, and I put in samples of the Miracle Set plus the Voluform and instructions in there. And I told her, I says, I know you've got skincare right now, but when you get low on it, I want you to try this and give me a call. So.
Yay!
Awesome.
That's great. And you know, I'm glad that you brought that up, Kim, because even my own little virtual beauty bash last week, which thank you, Teresa, for being on there with me. Just when you do these parties and you hit record and you can post the replay for your clients. I had a customer who couldn't be on last Tuesday but wanted to be. I sent her the recording. She ordered $303 worth of products today, including a Time-Wise repair. She goes, "Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I watched that. I'm going to be using this stuff. That sounds awesome." $300. And this was for something I did a week ago and just happened to post the video. So you guys, there's so much we're just starting to tap into on all these virtual things. Mm-hmm. So as I said in a recent post on our page, just jump in and do it. You will have bloopers and you will go too long sometimes and you'll go, "Oh, I can't believe I said that," or just do it. You're only going to get better by practice. And so thanks for sharing, Kim. I'm so glad that was a successful opportunity for you. Anybody else? You crowing? Anything?
All right. Nora.
Well, then let's move on. We've got my dear friend, Nora Palmieri from Georgia. Milton? It's not Milton, Georgia. Is it
Yes.
Milton, Georgia?
Yes.
Okay. And Nora joined, how many years ago, Nora? Has it been like 8 years?
I think it's 8.
Something like 8 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And she joined to get the products at a great price for her daughter, Anna, and her. And as soon as Nora got into Mary Kay got into Nora. And oh my word. So anytime somebody says, don't just recruit somebody, to be a brand ambassador or just for hobby. Yes. Recruit people for whatever they want out of it, because sometimes there's a great success story like Nora, and she has just finished her 7th Is this correct?
Yes.
Her 7th Court of Sales accomplishment. And I tell you, for somebody that came in just for the wholesale, 7 times on that court. And I don't know, what's been your highest rank, Nora, on that stage? Was it like number 10, top 10?
14, I have it framed over here.
14, number 14 in our division, right?
All of
Oh
diamond.
my gosh. So
Yeah, that's
exciting.
pretty
So
good.
Nora has finished her Court of Sales up 6 weeks early. So we asked her to just come on here and just share some tips for all of us. If you're thinking, oh my gosh, I could never do that. Yes, you can. So Nora, I'm just going to turn it over to you to share from your heart. What would you like us to know so that we can follow in your footsteps?
Okay. Well, first, I have to say, what I remember most of signing was my first conversation with you. And I just kept asking, do I have to have parties? Do I have to go to meetings? I'm not doing any of that stuff. And yeah, here I am talking to everybody about how I'm doing what I'm doing. I think for me, the success, and I owe it all to the two of you. Sorry, Kathy, I don't know if you were part of the Monday Motivator way back when.
Originally, I tried, but it's okay.
Okay.
I've been cheering you along anyway.
Okay. Well, just following what Susan and Teresa sent out every single Monday is what did this. It just got me into a routine, into a habit, doing 10 dials. Well, you used to say 3 dials a day. I would do 10. Because I would just start and keep going because it was fun. I'd reach out to friends and just follow up. So it never felt like work. It always just was, oh, I'm getting on the phone to talk to my friends. But just doing my 10 dials a day, definitely a weekly accomplishment sheet consistently. I don't think may have missed one. Maybe I don't even think I did when we were moving. I don't think I missed. Yeah, I don't think I've ever missed one. Have I, Susan? I don't think so. Yeah. So that just is what keeps me accountable to myself and to Susan, because I just felt, all right, I just need to be consistent. So I guess the best way I can explain it, when I have a new customer, I have a program that I use, but you can just use your planner that I'll mark in. If it's a brand new skincare customer, I write down what they bought that day, and then on my calendar, physically put down 2 days later. I just stick religiously to the 2 + 2 + 2. So 2 days out, I'll just follow up. Everything working okay? Any questions? Do we need to change anything? 2 weeks later, optimistically, we schedule a follow-up appointment and do a party. I have to be honest, and I think I said this one other time you had asked me, I can't even tell you, I could probably count on both hands how many parties I've had in the 8 years I've been in. So I've really done this a face at a time or a double facial at a time, which is not ideal. I don't recommend that. I recommend you using your time wisely and use a crowd of people. So I'm anxious to get started. I have not done any online parties yet. I've done individuals, because actually since I moved to Georgia, that's how I just kept my business going until I met people here. I did FaceTime parties. I never did Zoom, no, but I did a FaceTime, or I would do on Messenger video. So I would just send the samples up and then talk them through. So I've been doing this for the last 6 years. We've been in Georgia now. So it's kind of fun to see that, oh, what I've been doing is good. Like I was on the right track to keep things going. But I have not done a party of more than maybe 2 people at the most I've had on a FaceTime call. So at any rate, so 2 weeks out, I just follow up. What else do you need? Let's try adding, if they didn't get microderm the first time, then I'd add it then or suggest it. And then every 2 months after that, which pretty much by that point, if after the 2 months are still really, everything's working fine, after the 2-month follow-up, then it's just whenever the book comes out. Or they pop in my head, which is kind of strange to say, but somebody pops into my head, I just reach out. And usually they'll say, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you called. I need need more cleanser or need whatever. But 9 times out of 10, it's a text. Could be an email if they don't text, but basically it's text. And it's usually just, hey, Susie, it's Nora with Mary Kay, just doing a quick checkup from the neck up. How's everything going? and that's it. And if they respond, great. If they don't, I'll wait another couple weeks and follow up. So that's my routine with new skincare customers. And it works, because I know occasionally people will slip through the cracks, but for the most part, my follow-ups are I just sit down every day, look at my calendar, who's there, and that's who I call. And if I don't get to it, it'll roll into the next day. But pretty much I'm on top of when my calendar tells me you need to talk to this person. So that's my follow-up. If it's an existing customer with a new product, I don't do the 2-day, I will do a 2-week, because I don't want to pester them. And they know I'm not pestering, but I just feel like, they already know me. I don't need to build a relationship. We already have a relationship. So I'll just give them a couple weeks to try the product and check in and make sure everything's working. The other thing that I've always felt kind of strongly, if a customer calls me for a refill, I feel like I've let them down because they reached out to me before I reached out to them. So I just feel it's my job to make sure they have what they need when they need it. So if somebody calls me with, oh, I need XYZ, I'm like, oh, I should have called you last week, you know? So that's another thing that it's just my work ethic, I guess. I don't know, but I just feel pretty strongly about that it's my job to check in with them and not wait for them to call me when they need refills, if that makes sense.
Okay, you just smacked me upside the head. I needed to hear that.
Okay.
Me too.
Yeah.
I don't, oh my gosh. And I love that, because it's almost like a little, it's not really a game you play with yourself, but in a way it's like a challenge.
Yes.
You're giving yourself to call them before they call you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
man.
It is.
Cool.
And I mean, I know, and everybody has their own systems. I use Boulevard, because anytime I generate an invoice there, it automatically puts it on a calendar for me. So I just look on my calendar every day, just come down, open Boulevard, and okay, this is who I need to call, and then make a customer note when I do it. So it then puts it out again another 12 weeks after that, or however long I've set it. But I know, like, I don't want to say, oh, you have to use Boulevard to get on the quarter sales. That's not what I'm saying. But for me, that's a system that works for me.
Well, you have to track.
It's
However
track.
you do it, you have to track.
Absolutely.
That's the key, is that you have to have some method that you're
Yep.
tracking whatever works. So yeah,
Yep,
absolutely.
absolutely. Yeah. So whether it's physically in a calendar, or I don't know if my customer app can do that. I tried my customer app, but I was so already in love with what I was, or I shouldn't say in love, like I was very disciplined with what I was doing. It worked for me on Boulevard. So I tried my customer for a little bit, and then I thought, well, I'm not reinventing the wheel. This is working. I'll just leave it at that. So I don't know if any of you use my customers, if that is something you can do, where the invoice automatically generates a tickler file, basically, because that's really what it is, just a tickler file to let you know, time to follow up.
I use Boulevard, but I didn't know it did all that.
Oh, I'll show you later, Susan.
So we have to have a little session, you and me, so I can send it out.
Okay, I'll do that.
Tickle me. I want to be tickled.
I will. Yeah, I don't know how I stumbled on it, but that calendar has just been, because I was saying this at dinner today, how this is the first time I've ever finished this early, right? I don't think I've ever finished this early. No. And this is the year that I had the most interruptions and disruptions and months on end where I really didn't look at that dang file ever. Because, you know, July was out. August, I was recovering from surgery. September, my mom moved in. October, we were still unpacking. November, we were still unpacking. And I think I really got back to my normal routine maybe in January.
Wow.
So July to December was just God's grace that I would just get orders without having to do my, you know, follow-ups that I felt I needed to do. So that I would feel guilty about it, but I knew God first, family second, career third. And for those few months, career had to kind of sit back for a little bit so I could take care of mom and help her get settled and whatnot. And as my adoptive director here keeps saying, and I know, Susan, you've said this a gazillion times to me, all the work I put in those first 7 years is paying off now. Because 90% of my sales are reorders. They're not new customers, they're reorders. I think probably, that's something I should probably track now, is how many new customers I'm getting, because it's not that many. It's maybe probably like 10 at best. So it's since January. So you figure in 5 months, I can't even be 10. It can't even be that much now that I'm thinking about. But that these are just consistent skincare customers, and they trust me because I want to make sure they're using what they need to use and not just selling them something. So I think that's the other key to it too.
How many customers do you think you have, Nora?
Well, on average, I usually send out about 130 to 150 lookbooks when we can. Like the Christmas lookbook, that's always the big one. Whether you bought a lipstick or not, you get it. But regularly, probably, yeah, like between 125, 130, probably. And most of them are skincare.
And when you're, and I'm sorry, but I don't want to keep.
No,
gosh,
please.
I mean, good things. When you said new customers, when you go out to get new customers, like, you know, you're kind of in that, okay, I want to pick up some new customers this month. What do you do? What do you do to pick up new clients if you're not really focused on a party and you're focused on, you know, how do you get new customers?
Or what have you done? Because you said that you haven't done a lot of that this seminar year.
Right.
But clearly, Nora, and I know you're being a little modest, but you guys, she moved from New Jersey to Georgia, moved again from in Georgia,
Yep.
and all the time never really missed a beat. And so somewhere along there, I mean, these aren't all New Jersey people that are still following you. A lot of them are, though, right? People that you originally had taken care of you,
yes,
because you took care of them.
Yes.
But you have in the past gotten new people. You had to, so.
Oh, yeah. And I think now my customer base is probably half and half Georgia, half New Jersey. You know, the first couple years here, it was all New Jersey. I had a tough time getting to meet people. It's just it's just so different here. I mean, it just is. So it took me a while. And I also didn't want to, like, you know, I had my circles in church. And really that was church, because there's no other, kids aren't small anymore. There was no other way to meet people. And I met some of the neighbors, but I didn't want to come across as, oh my gosh, she's only going to talk to me because it's about Mary Kay. So I really, over the last 2 years, I'd say, are when I'm getting a lot more new customers from church, because I've built a relationship with them first and then hit them with, hey, you know, you want to try this? Or, because I know that was my success in New Jersey. I just had a huge circle that people knew me already. I didn't need to go meet people. I had people. So that was the biggest challenge here, was meeting people and how to meet people. Lately, the last two have just been because I'm a star consultant. I pop up when you search on the website. So I had one person, I love this one. I got an order for an eyebrow pencil on a Friday, and I had it in stock. So I said, sure, I can drop it off on my way, you know, bringing mom to a doctor, I'll drop it off. So I had a sample of Miracle Set with me, asked her if she'd ever used it. And she said, no, I just like the eyebrow pencil. I said, well, here, let's talk tomorrow. I can call you. So we set up a FaceTime facial, and she is now on Miracle Set, loves it. So I turned a $12 item into a $160 order, you know. So I'm not afraid to ask them to try things. I've tried the facial boxes. I've gotten a few leads, but not really many bookings from them. So I tried that. I guess I'm more warm chatter, because I just talk to people. So the few people here that I don't know from formal, like I did meet a few when my daughter was a senior. I did meet a few of those moms. So I slowly got into that niche, but it didn't grow like I hoped it would. But so I warm chatted them, and in church I warm chat well. So I've got some good customers from there now. But I don't go too far into it because Kim's in the same church. So we share. So I'm trying to think how else. Asking friends, you know, I asked for referrals. Definitely like this new customer that just turned into a new skincare from her eyebrow pencil. She works at a doctor's office. So I'm hoping, she said, oh yeah, when things calm down, I'll definitely have you come in and we'll do satin hands for everybody and do a party and whatnot. So I'm optimistically that will happen. So just referrals and warm chatter are probably my two best friends right now.
Cool. So let's say that somebody is in the position where you were back in New Jersey and they know a lot of people, but they haven't really broached the subject of Mary Kay with them because maybe they're hesitant. I don't want people to think that I'm just pushy and now they're going to see me coming and turn the other way. Do you remember how you just kind of brought that up I know it's been a while because you've been in for a while, but do you remember how you kind of
I actually absolutely do remember, only because last week, you know, being forced to be staying at home, isn't everybody cleaning, right? We're cleaning out. So I tackled this pile of papers in my office that I hadn't looked at, and I literally had the, I can't remember, I should have saved it to show you, your challenges that you used to do every month. And it was, you had to keep track of your faces, and if you did this many faces, you got earrings, and this many faces, you got
Play like a champion, yeah.
That's what it was.
Yes,
Play like a champion.
That's exactly it, yeah. I had a stack, no joke, probably about that high. I kept every single one of them. And I know my adopted director up there, it was the 50th anniversary, and that was when they did the 100 face challenge from seminar to the fall autumn advance. So I did that, and that's how I asked all the people that I knew, and like all my orchestra buddies came in, that we just did, you got to help me out. I need 100 faces, and can you just be one of my 100 faces? I don't care if you like the stuff or not. You just got to try it. I need the practice. You know, and actually, just as I still to this day will say, you know, we just got this brand new flip chart and I'm really not that comfortable with it. Do you mind if I just read it and try it on you? I mean, I know the flip chart, but I still act like it's brand new to me and I need to try it. And would you be my guinea pig? And it takes all the pressure off them and me, and it's fun.
Help, training, and opinion. I learned those 3 words when I was at new consultant training, and Lucinda taught me, ask for help, tell people it's part of your training, and I just would love to get your opinion. And those 3 words you can mold into any, you know, here's the thing, Nora, here's what I've heard. I just have to say this about you. First of all, I've already heard relationships. You are a relationship builder. And that is the key, I think, to your success. Plus, you track. Yes. And if you take challenges, you go, okay, Queen's Court of Sales, then that's my challenge. Here's what I have to do. Here's what I have to do every month. Here's how I track myself. You know, if I'm doing the Monday Motivator or I'm doing the Play Like a Champion, you are constantly tracking yourself. And that's the way you're getting things done. So, and I think you need to say, just real quickly, you don't just do Mary Kay full time. You kind of got a life going on. So share what you also do, and you know, your family. I mean, you got your mom living with you, and so I like you share that.
What are you comfortable telling us, Nora?
Yeah, the family.
A lot of plates spinning, right?
There's a lot of plates spinning here right now. Yes. First, I am also a private oboe teacher. I have a degree in oboe, believe it or not. I am a music freelance musician, and up until the pandemic, I was juggling 5 different schools that I would travel to every week and teach probably about 15 to 18 oboe students. So most of that was during the school day, so it left me the evenings to do some Mary Kay, get my phone calls in and whatnot. Now I'm doing Zoom oboe lessons remotely, which is kind of interesting, but it's working for the most part. So some of them have still taken on. So I'm still teaching 2 days a week. My 88-year-old mom is living with us. She used to live on Cape Cod, sold her home and moved in. So she has our second story. My husband and I are on the first story. And in the basement is my 26-year-old recovering addict, alcoholic son. So he's there. So I've got a multi-generational insanity going on.
There you go. You know,
So the pink bubble is a very good thing.
and it just shows people that you can still have life happening all around you, and you can still center yourself and, you know, and do you, you know, and still do all the other things that you do. I mean, you know, and you are the most unassuming, sweet, humble, precious person. You know, I've told Susan that so many times. I adore you. You know, that's why you're good at what you do, is because, just like you said, I feel it's my job to reach out to my clients before they call me. And I'm like, call me when you need something. You know? So that's why you're doing what you're doing.
I have often said, Nora, that Mary Kay is a business where a lifetime of being good to people will come full circle and reward you.
Yeah.
And you're exact example of that.
Yeah,
That
this
you,
year especially.
as Teresa said, that relationship building, that, you know, you are, I believe, an S personality, that really sweet, loyal, follow the rules, you know, exactly, do what I'm asked to do, you know, just a heartfelt Christian loving person. And I could not be happier that someone like you has had this kind of success in Mary Kay and is on that stage, you know, 7 times. Well, okay, you won't be on the stage this year. I don't know how we'll do it, but you are a superstar in our boat and our queen every year, and we're just so proud of you. Does anybody, a lot of you have muted yourselves, or maybe I muted you if I thought there was a little background, but you can unmute yourselves if you have a question for Nora, and then we'll wrap up here. Anybody have a question or comment, or would like to affirm Nora? Who do we have on there? Oh, here comes Kimmy.
Don't make me cry, Kim.
I was just going to ask her what her recruits thinks of her teaching ability.
Yes,
It's awesome. She's great.
You trust.
And she's phenomenal. She's a teacher. She shares everything. And just like today, and I'm sure that everyone does this if they live close together, but you know, the lady that I had coming over today, I needed some of that, the time-wise, or the firming eye cream. And mine had expired, so I called Nora, and sure enough, she had it. So we just kind of switched things, or she'll say, just order it on your next order or whatever. So she's not only a great recruiter and teacher, but I met Nora through our faith class, and she's also a very great friend. So we've become very close.
We have.
What, 6-7 years? So
Yeah. Yep.
I love having her here. She's awesome, and she's the one that gets me to go to like seminar or career conference, and I always have such a great time. Susan, you know that.
We're so glad too. Very cool.
Yeah, I saw that you had your hand up.
Yes, thank you. I turned my TV down too, but I think what you said was great, and how you said it, just, you seem like you made it so simple. And I've told myself 1,000 times, and Teresa's told me probably 3,000 times to just set a schedule and keep it. But I did want to ask a little bit about your follow-up. I know you say you do the 2+2+2 and mostly text, but is it just, hey, how are you? Or kind of, how do you build that relationship? Because we all text now. It's the easy thing to do. It's a quick thing to do. But I almost feel like with new customers, sometimes it's impersonal. So how do you still build that relationship just with a, hey, how you doing text message?
Yeah, the brand new somebody that I don't really know, I will text the first time at the 2-day. And if they don't respond, then at the probably like another day or so after, I'll leave a voicemail, just a voice message with, hope you got my text, want to make sure everything's working well. At the 2-week, I'll text, and if they don't respond, same thing, I'll call, just to try, so they know I'm a person and not just texting, you know. And a lot of times, if they do respond, that the text goes back and forth, I'll say, you know, it'd be so much easier if we just talk. Can I give you a call? And then that builds the phone relationship better. Because a lot of times I don't see them in person again. You know, they don't always want that second glamour appointment. And I know I need to get better at having them. Connie Kitson had trained here. You have your A, B, and C. That your A customers are your skincare customers. Your B customers are your glamour customers, and your C customers are both. So you always want, if you have an A, you want to introduce them to B. And if you have a B, you want to introduce them to A, and ultimately they all turn into a C, so that you get them on everything. So
can you track that in the program that you were talking about earlier, the Boulevard, what products they're on, or my customers?
Oh my gosh, yeah, my Boulevard program, so you set up a customer and it has a complete history of everything they've purchased. Complete history with the date. And you can either, you know, search for the product, or you can search by category. Like yesterday I had somebody, she couldn't remember which mascara she tried. So I just plugged mascara and up popped all the mascara she has bought since 2012. So that's another, so if I've given them a sample too, it's a great reason to check in with, hey, by the way, did you get a chance to try those eye patches yet? I love them. You know, you got to try them. So samples are another great way with any order for a reason to call them. Just, did you try it? Did you like it? What didn't you like? Let's try something different.
Yeah, I think I still haven't switched in my head that I'm not bugging you, I'm helping you out.
Yeah.
So sometimes, you know, when you get on a roll, you're like, hey, wanting to reach out to help somebody. But I think still more often I feel like I'm bugging than helping.
You know how to avoid that? And I hate to jump in, but
No.
because I felt the same way. I know exactly what you're saying. You're like, oh, they're just thinking I'm calling for an order. I think when you first are establishing that relationship, you tell them what they can expect from you. And
Yes.
I'm sure Nora does that. And you say, now I'm going to call you in a couple of days and just check and see how this is working. And then we can set up an appointment, maybe to get back together in a couple of weeks, and you can invite some of your girlfriends over and you get some free products. And so you let them know that they are going to expect that call from you. Then it holds your feet to the flame, and you're doing and you know, and they're agreeing to that. You let them know this is what you can expect from me. And they're like, I mean, here's the thing, whenever I'm being serviced by any customer service person, the fact that when they reach out to me, that impresses me. You know, when they're just checking on me, that is impressive, because not very many people. You know, if I have a doctor's office call, you know, 2 days later, just want to check on you and see how you're doing, whatever, I'm like, they got me for life when they do those things. So we've got to realize that that's important. So go, Nora.
Well, could I say something too?
Yes.
I just wanted to point out that I was telling Nora that I was trying to get a lot of people to get onto my my client Facebook, and I didn't have a lot of the Facebook IDs for those people to join in. So she suggested to me and I've got Boulevard as well, which you're right, Nora, I totally love it. But you go through all of those, you call the people and tell them that you're trying to update the list, that you're missing like their birth date or anniversary or something because you have specials along the year. And that way you can regain contact with them, plus get that information in, and then go ahead and then send them an email or whatever that it's their birthday and they could have anything for 10% off or 20% off or whatever. So you're reestablishing the contact, and then let them know at that time that you know, maybe you'll give them a call in a week or 2 weeks to see if there's anything that they would like. But that's how to get in that front door again on those customers that you haven't contacted in months and months and months.
You know what else?
That follow up. Oh, excuse me, but just letting them know you're updating. You want to provide the best possible service to them, and so you just want to make sure everything is up to date.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good excuse.
The other thing too is I pretty much make sure I'm calling to ask them, do they like what they're using? I want them, you know, I always hit them first appointment. I don't want you to have a cosmetic graveyard. I want you to buy this and use it. If you're not going to use it, please don't buy it. So and I think that's why my customers really do trust me, is because they know I'm not just trying to sell to them. I want to make sure they like and love what they're using. And if not, let's find something that you would like. So I'm more I guess like Mary Kay says, you know, get the dollar signs out of your eyes. I really am not looking for it as a sale, but more as I want you to have the product that your skin needs. So let's find that. And then
for the rest of their life, you want those people for the rest of their life. You're not just trying to sell them something.
Right.
You know, I think that's critical.
You know, a few weeks back, we had a Zoom call with Heather Fearing. I guess she's been the queen of sales in the Ruby division. I think it was Ruby. Remember that call with her? And she was talking about how that relationship with those clients is so strong that when she's finishing up, you know, being the queen of the Queen's Court, her clients are, how are we doing? You know, how close are we? What can we do to help you? And that is a huge thing. And I think, Nora, when you always ask your customers to vote on which ring you should take, and you know, you let them know how close you are, and also that kind of stuff is really cool. The other thing that Heather pointed out, which I think Nora has hit home here, is that you can do the National Court of Sales with 40 customers. I mean, 40 really good customers spending $1,000 a year, and it's not crazy to think that one person would spend $1,000.
Yeah.
You know, because one lady today, $300 one day. Well, follow up with her using time-wise repair and all these other things, dropping in samples and, you know, those kind of things that Nora's doing. So if you can do it with 40, you know, you could do it with 60 to 80 who are not even spending $1,000, but just having that good relationship with them. So with Nora, you know, as 120, you know, most of them, there's a lot of skincare customers, but that should show you guys there's a lot to be done just even with a small client base. And I think truly that a lot of people are probably hearing, you know, gosh, see, here's somebody that really built it with that one-on-one or two people and established that relationship. I don't think there's a right or wrong way to build a client base, truly. I mean, yeah, you want to use your time wisely, but it sounds to me like you really have. I don't think anybody would deny that this is working.
It's working.
For you, and it works for you and your personality style and your relationship style. So I think that's really good. I applaud you and I love you and I'm so proud.
Thank you.
So anybody else or anything else you'd like to share with us, Nora? Or which ring did you take?
Oh, I think I posted it on our page.
You did. Is it kind of pear shaped?
It's a pear shape, yeah.
Pear shaped.
Yep.
Very good.
That's the sad thing of not being at seminar this year. We won't be able to actually see them because that always gets me going for the next year. When you see what the prize is, like, oh my gosh, that ring, I have to have that ring.
Something tells me you'll be fine. You'll still set another goal.
I'll figure it out, yeah.
You know, Nora, you still have like 5 weeks. So who knows where you're going to land? I mean, it's not enough just to finish it. We got to see where we are in the ranking.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's the goal.
I know Dee Dee has certainly done the Court of Sales and Kathy Allward, and I've done quite a few. Anybody else on the call that, you know, has done the National Court of Sales? If you've not, it's definitely a fun thing to focus on. Sales and profits, and nothing happens till somebody sells something, right? And so the sales result in team members. Nora has a lovely team of consultants. Of course, Miss Kimmy is on here too, but just a lot of beautiful blessings have come your way just from sharing the product. So
very true.
Good. Well, thank you, Nora. We certainly appreciate you sharing your heart and your technique with us, and that you do have a real life. You have a lot of stuff going on. That Mary Kay is your happy place, your happy time, and I'm just so grateful that God blessed our unit with you, and we are cheering you on to see where you land and pulling for you. Kathy, we're pulling for you in that MK Moment contest. We're all going to make sure you voted. So Kathy, tell them again. Do they just go to the Mary Kay Facebook?
You go to Mary Kay Facebook and you scroll down and you'll find the My MK Moments contest, and click on that and it'll open up all the pictures, and you'll see I'm about halfway down, and once you click on that picture you'll have an option to like, comment, and share. And so please, 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 I'm on the bubble. I don't want to be on the bubble.
You don't want to be number 21. No.
So,
Oh,
and
very good.
share it with your friends, you guys. I mean, it's, you know, it's not about winning the contest. It's just such an honor to even be in 40, you know, I mean, holy moly, it blew my mind. But just to be able to share that particular moment with the Mary Kay world, it was just so special and so much fun. And who knows, maybe a national ad will come out of it. I mean, that
Yay!
would
That'd be awesome.
Let me know. And by the way, I can't say this very loud. Jade's in the next room, but Kathy's son Ryan of Straight No Chaser fame sent me a text today of him singing happy birthday to Jade for her birthday.
That's gonna be awesome.
On the 29th. You know, Teresa, you know, I was asking friends and family, like, send me a text wishing her a happy 19th birthday. Well, Ryan did it today. I can't wait for her to see that. There's just
Oh,
very, very cool. So on the 29th, my baby turns 19. Can't believe it. But tell Ryan thank you. I thanked him up and down, but yeah, that was pretty cool.
good. I will.
See the relationships in Mary Kay, how they just extend beyond everything.
Denise wants to say something real quick.
Okay, Denise.
I just wanted to piggyback off of you. On the 30th, Saturday, my baby turns 22.
Oh my gosh. How'd that happen? We're still 21.
I know. I told him he needed to call in hospice because he was getting old.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great night. We'll have a great finish to May.
See you.
Love you.
Congratulations, Nora.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.